No, but real talk. To be serious tonight, the question is why I talk about credit. Now I contemplated on this for a good 48 hours on the reason on why I talk about credit so much. I believe that the enhancement of the knowledge base and understanding, not too in depth, but understanding just enough to be very knowledgeable in understanding of credit and how credit works, how credit is utilized, and how credit is beneficial to your day-to-day endeavors. So too often we look at the glitz and we look at the glam and we look at the fireworks that goes on in people's lives and that particular mindset of wanting what somebody else has, that mindset of seeing something and just desiring it solely because someone else has it, right? So when I go into financial literacy, when I talk about economics, when I talk about business, when I talk about different streams of income, everybody wants that, of course. But at the same time, everybody's not in position to even get that far just yet, not off the rip, right? Because if you see something that you desire, but you're not in the present day position to obtain it right now, then there's work to be done, you know. And that's why I made a video not too long ago going into if your credit score is 400, you need to be up by 4 a.m. If your credit score is in the fives, you need to be up by 5 a.m. If your credit score is in the sixes, you simply need to be up at least by 6 a.m. And if your credit score is in the 700s plus, right, 720 plus, you still need to be up 6, 7 a.m. in order to maintain and sustain that particular lifestyle that you have. And when I say lifestyle, I'm not talking about something grandier, something just so far out that, yeah, people want this life I live. Like, no, because to be blessed is truly living. To be spiritually minded and sound, that's truly living, right? Not substance, not things. But I talk about credit so much because we grew up not knowing anything about credit, right? We're 17, 18 years old, and here goes a school, a university, or a community college giving you $5, 10, 15, $20,000 in loan money, not including the student loan money, but they're giving you actual personal loans to add on top of that. Oh, you can just combine it with your student loans. Oh, for real? Okay. What does that mean? I don't know, but I'm going to do it anyway. And that's how we felt good about it, because as in the latter stages of being a teenager, we were given a bucket full of money and saying, here you go. And I know when I was first going to college and looking into school, they were out buying laptops and buying rims, buying clothes. Why? Because they were not responsible with their responsibility that was given unto them. Now you get into your adulthood, you're 50, 60, 70, or younger, and can't even get approved for a piece of bubble gum, but you'll get a child that's fresh out of their parents' home, right? Out here in the world on their own, and you'll give them a $25,000 loan that's supposed to accommodate their studies in their school. But that's why information without instruction is dangerous. And what was handed out was a piece of paper that had information on it that said sign here. You sign your signature on there, you take it to the bank, and then here you go. It's deposited into your account. So that's why I speak upon credit so much, because that information that we did not receive, that was not received very well by us, it was never meant for us to be recipients of it. So on this one tonight, what I simply want to do is go into that mindset of understanding how credit works, what credit is, and the doors that credit opens for you. Okay? Because when you're looking to get any type of approval, if you're looking to apply for a particular job, if you're looking to go into a particular field to get a collegiate study or a certification, oftentimes what they're doing in today's time is pulling your credit worthiness to get a feel for you on how truly responsible you are. So they won't place very high-end responsibilities in your hand if your name has a stain on it. That's just like here in town or any city that you're in. If somebody has a bad name, typically people say what? Stay away from such and such and such and such. So these banks and these other establishments, they have the same conversations, right? So when they run your name through the system, everybody's whispering, everybody's chattering, right? Through that algorithm, through the artificial intelligence, to where it either kicks you over here to this section or pushes you here over to this section, or it puts you in a different category to where you are approved or you have a higher interest rate. Everything has a particular reaction pattern to it, right? So, but tonight, all right, so let me do this real quick. Let me do this real quick. So a couple things I want to talk about, and then what we're going to do, we're going to look at an actual Metro 2 compliance software being utilized on a client's profile, right? And I'm going to show you how easy it is in order to get these particular, I don't like calling dispute letters, they're attack letters, because what they do is that these particular letters that go out, we're not in the process of disputing things anymore. We're attacking these inaccurate, right, pieces of misinformation that are showing up in your credit profile that is hindering your credit score, right? Because you look at the credit score and you look at the credit profile, all of those are one and one altogether, ultimately, right? But a few things to notate when it comes to what a true credit profile works and how it's combined. It's combined just simply based upon your payment history, your utilization from the credit that you have been allowed, the age of your accounts that you have, the types of those particular accounts, and the number of inquiries that you have. So between 2 to 3, no more than 4 inquiries per each credit bureau is very important not to have, because it makes it seem as though that you're desperately out here looking and applying for credit and possibly not even getting any. So desperation is always a red flag, right? So what a good credit report should look like is 100% on all of your particular payments, your credit utilization 30% below, which is good, 10%, which is great, and having 0 negatives or derogatory marks on your credit profile, right? So you want the age of your accounts to be 5 to 6 years minimum. If you don't have that, just start working on building a more lengthy credit history. Around 17 total accounts that you've had throughout the duration of the time that you have had credit. And as I stated, no more between 2 and 4 hard inquiries on your credit profile, right? Because the reason that I talk about credit so much is because we can't talk about Airbnb. We can't talk about real estate. We can't talk about going out and getting approval for a business fund and approval for getting a credit card at Lowe's or Home Depot, or whatever the case may be, right? Because we can want those things, but if we're not truly physically in position to obtain those things, then we have to get back to the basics. And I know of a surety that a lot of people aren't in position like that, right? They're not in position, and they're too embarrassed or too ashamed to raise their hand and say, hey, that's me, when there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's really something more so wrong with you when you're filled with so much pride that you believe that you don't want the help, or you don't need the help. But ultimately, you end up suffering in the long run, and those that you love and that are near and dear unto you, they end up suffering as well, because you can't enhance their lifestyle. And that's why it's very important for kids to stop having kids, because when individuals have not been raised to the proper proper necessary level for them to be self-functioning in the real world, in real life, then you really failed them. And if you're in that boat, then you will really fail, right? But it's okay to accept that. We just have to acknowledge it. It's okay to acknowledge that. We just have to accept it, right? Vice versa. And the good thing about that is that when you put yourselves in the right rooms, then now all of a sudden, this information begins to make sense to you, right? Although we weren't taught it, although it wasn't something that was normalized, that's a-okay. Because why? Because you got it now, right? You're getting that understanding. You're understanding life, you're understanding maturity, you're understanding growth, you're understanding how a credit works for you, right? You're understanding all of these particular things that are now aligning to where it is that you envision yourself going down the road. Because in order to have yourself in position financially, or let's say you don't even make that much money, right? But your credit's in position, your credit can go make money for you. You can go out to a bank and get 20, 30, 40, $50,000 by doing nothing. By having your credit in position, you simply made money by doing nothing. Yes, you own that debt, but as I always state, there's a such thing as good debt. So you can take that debt that you just received. Now you can go out, because me personally, I don't like to put no more than $2,000 to $3,000 in the Airbnb. I love the one bedrooms, right? They have a 89, 92% ratio of occupancy. All right. So if I spend $2,000 to $3,000 and a bank gives me 20, right? You can go out and get 5 to 6 of those, including furniture, first month's rent, deposit, utilities, everything. So now you have combined or collectively, so you have five. Now you have $5,000 additional coming in every month after you pay all of the rent and utilities, or whatever the case may be, and additional expenses to restock. And now you have about $5,000 coming in a month. So you're gonna pay your debt off within 2 months, and then after those 2 months, your return on investment is gonna be 5K. Why? Just simply from having your credit position. Man, I wasn't making that much money on my job, looking another job. Like, no, put your credit in position and have that money, that OPM, have other people's money go out and make more money for you, right? Because we want to work less, we want to work smart, we don't want to work hard, right? Because we have more time behind us than we have in front of us. That time working hard should have been those years back there. We can't work harder the older we get. We're supposed to be putting in the grind many years back, right? We got more time behind us than we got in front of us. All right. So understanding how the credit profile works in order to utilize it to your advantage, because you can go out and have yourself in position and stop worrying about having to get another job. Stop having to worry about, well, I'm working overtime. Stop having to worry about being on your grind, because a grind is stressful. When you look at a grind, and a grind will wear you completely out. People say, I'm out here getting it. When are you gonna stop getting it? You're getting older, and I'm not trying to work harder the older I get. I'm trying to work less. So when it came time to me adding value to people and pouring into people with this information that I've had for so many years, like I stated, just trying to find a purpose, trying to find a calling. When you stop trying to find a purpose, the purpose finds you. When you start following your vision, because you sit back and you understand what it is that you want for yourself, you understand what it is that you want for your family, you understand what it is that you want on how you want to be perceived, right? In your day-to-day endeavors. You know that. Don't nobody outside of you know it better than you. And guess what that is? That's your vision. And can't nobody knock your vision away from you. Can't nobody tell you you don't see what you see, right? And that's why I always state, like, some of the most best situations that you could be in is having yourself in position to make decisions like that. have yourself in position to be able to, if you need to be able to do this, you can do it. If you want to be able to do this, you can go do that. All right. So that mental understanding is not something that is maybe I need that. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, I should look at it like that. It's of necessity. It's not questionable. It's not an option. When you look at being able to change your situation, when you look at being able to help not only yourself but help others, that comes with a mindset that is rock solid. If you're not rock solid when it comes to that mindset, then you're wavering, you teeter-totter, right? So if you're imbalanced mentally, all your situations gonna be imbalanced around you. Okay. So when I take the initiative to outpour and put the information in, I don't do it for my health. I do it just simply because that's just what the Lord put on my heart to do. All right. And for me to know, and for you not to even have the opportunity to hear it from this person, then I would be doing a disservice, right, on my behalf. So we went into a good credit profile, right? Breaking down the payment history, the credit utilization, no derogatory, no negative marks on your credit profile, all right? The age and the length of the accounts that you have open, the amount of accounts that you have, and also inquiries. And I gotta say this too, for the clients that my business is handling your credit repair right now, stop applying for credit, because that's adding an additional ding to your already struggling situation. So we don't want to struggle more, we want to struggle less. So allow the work to work. All right. And then, like I stated, you know what? Guess what? Let me do this. Let me do this right here. I'm gonna show you this. Let me turn my camera around. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. All right, so this is the software I use, right? All right, so I'm not just out here typing up stuff. So I have a credit report. I have a credit report that I pulled, all right, from Identity IQ. You can see it here. Scroll up, down here. All right, it's a credit profile. All right, you got TransUnion, you got Experian, you got Equifax. Okay, it gives you the history on what's good. It gives you the account type. It gives you the status, the monthly payments, the number of the months, and the payment history. So let me see if I can find some negative information on here. All right, boom, you see that? Got a 30-day late here, 30-day late there, 30-day late there. Okay, so these are the type of things that when I'm reviewing, right, a particular profile, going through it line by line. All right, you got a 30 there, a 60 there, a 90, a 150, and ultimately it got charged off. It got closed. Okay. Let's see if we found another one. All right, that's it at the end of that. So then now what you have all the inquiries. These are many inquiries going back from 2021 up into 2023. Okay, so as I stated, for each bureau, Equifax, TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, you don't want to have any more between 3 and 4 of those per credit bureau. All right. So this person has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 inquiries. That's NG. NG is no good, no bueno. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go. I have that credit report pulled and updated. I'm going to, what I want to do is create some dispute letters for this particular client right here. So let me see which format I want for. I think I'm gonna go with a TSW. I'm gonna do a tree shaking on this one. A tree shaking wave, all right? Boom. Now it breaks down for me everything in red, everything in green, and everything in blue. So it breaks it down and puts everything in categories. I'm gonna hit next. Okay. Then I'm going to choose my destinations. I got Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. That's what I want it to associate itself to. So right now, this person has a total of 1 through 51 accounts or items, so to speak. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hide the positive and go back down and take a look at it again. So now you see it's 1, all right, but all of those other accounts that were okay, you got removed. So looking at this right here, what I always state, you always want to have your name corrected, and you always want to have your address corrected. All right. So if any of that information is inaccurate, then they are not reporting your credit report correctly per the law's requirement. All right. Inquiries. If you have inquiries that are not associated to open accounts, then those need to come off of your credit profile. Okay. And the reason they need to come off is because they're not associated to an open account, but they're dinging you 3 to 5 points per inquiry simply based upon you applying for credit and did not get it. All right. So this is my smart button down here. That's an inquiry. Let me jump to the blue. Let me jump to the blue because in the blue, as you can see here, this has 3 late payments on it. Boom, boom. So what I do is for this attack, all other derogatory lates, because it breaks it down for you people. That's what I'm telling you. Inquiry information, delinquency for lates 1 to 2 months, 3 months plus, student loan payments, medical collections, charge off information, student loan charge off, child support, alimony, repossessions, public records, which is what? Bankruptcy, general delinquency, derogatory, questionable reports. All right. So any and everything can come off your credit profile. All right. So once everything is analyzed, everything is skimmed through, this is something that you would get at the end. And all the clients get copies of these, right? Please not remove from reporting the following. And it has the account name on it, right? This trustful on 10/25/22 is an unconfirmed inquiry, not as of yet proven to be with the necessary, adequate, and honest to achieve lawful permissible purpose and or is not factually true, docile as it is currently reported. But that's just for an inquiry. Let me jump down to, let me see if I can find one. Let me see. I want to find one that is associated to a derogatory account. All right, so this one is for a late account right here. Please now remove from reporting the following. And the late is called out. The balance is disputed, right? It was reported at 70 for Experian, 34 for TransUnion, and 0 for Equifax. We got a discrepancy right there because the bureaus aren't even talking, right? So if they're not talking and they're not collabing, then what they're doing? Because that word bureau, that's just a misnomer, right? Which is inaccurate coding, a misname that was placed upon these agencies to make them sound more than what they are. When you think of bureau, you think of what? Federal Bureau of Investigation. You think of some type of Bureau of Narcotics. It's like it makes it it gives it a tougher bite than what it truly is. Okay. But this is why I talk about credit so much, because a lot of us are not in position to be able to move how we want to. Every summer, we should be able to pull out a credit card using OPM and be able to take some time off, to be able to take a vacation, to be able to do something nice for somebody else, to be able to treat our parents better, right? We all should be able to do that, but we don't have that particular convenience. So this is the reason why I talk about credit so much, because it's very important for us to be able to enhance our credit profiles and our credit scores in order for us to truly to be able to have some type of liberty, right? Like you said, facts, living life cheesy. All right. And in order for us to get to the passive income, for us to get to the multiple streams of income, in order for us to get to the next level, this is one of those beginner building blocks and stepping stones, because there's no way around it. And if you know that that is a situation that you're in, as long as you know that you can take care of it, you can handle it, then just do it. Either you do it yourself or you pay someone with the experience and expertise to do it for you. But don't sit back and not do nothing for yourself, right? Credit score 3, 4, and 500, and your car break down, and you can get a co-signer, and they still won't give you the car. Why? Because your credit worthiness is not good. It's not up to par, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I talk about credit all the time. I talk about credit because I love credit, right? The house you get, the apartments you get approved for, the home, the cars you get approved for, whatever credit cards you get approved for, you get all that stuff by what? By credit. So if people are afraid of credit or don't like to talk about credit, think about credit as your name, right? So if my name is Ben, but what if Ben got replaced by my credit score? And I walked around with that. How many people will go fix it then? That's right. You can leverage it. You have to leverage it. When you're smart and you're intelligent enough, the first thing that you're thinking about, oh man, I can put this toward my plan. I can put this towards my business, or I can. Man, my girl been wanting to open up a shop. She been wanting to do this store. She want to do this clothing line, this makeup line, this soap parlor, this barber shop, this shoe outlet, right? Popcorn. I want to start my own popcorn brand. It doesn't matter, because now you're in position to be able to leverage OPM, right? And not use any of your own liquid, of your own cash. And if you don't even have it, that is going to kickstart you to be able to move properly how you want to. So I'm gonna talk about credit to the end, right? I'm gonna talk about credit to the end, and then when I start dropping a lot of additional information on passive income streams, on step-by-step guides and blueprints here, it's definitely going to be value added, and that's what I look forward to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna head out and live life with Chit. You got any questions before I head out? If not, I appreciate the support, my brother. Man. Until next time, I'm gonna say peace out.